Welcome back everyone to another Coach Blickers video. We're going to be looking at a silver. The game is silver, but the player was gold last season. So I'm going to say silver to gold in Mimar Nunu gameplay here. We're going to be helping this player understand how to play the game and control the rest of the game until they end up closing it out. This player had specific issues with, being able to help control the game, being able to help close it out. And that's something that's typical when it comes to tank junglers or tank champs in general. You typically are going to have to rely on your teammates the longer the game goes. And honestly, that kind of goes for every champ, I'm not going to lie. But for junglers more so because the cutoff is pretty early. They don't really have much damage, so they do need to rely on their team a little bit earlier than they do the actual carry champions in the game. So we're going to be going through this, and we're going to be seeing what's going on and how we ended up losing this game. Now, the first thing we want to think about is what type of jungler are we? Are we a farming jungler? I actually wrote it down here. So are we a farming jungler, an invade jungler, or a ganking jungler? When we think about Nunu, does he really care if we're farming up permanently and becoming a monster? Probably not. Does he care about invading? Maybe go killing the jungler on repeat? Probably not. He can invade, but he's not really invading for kills. He's more or less invading for camps and putting down wards. That's it. Other than that, he's going to run away because Nunu's just annoying. And then for ganking, does he like to gank? Yeah, this dude loves to gank. He loves to gank. So any opportunities you see with ganking, make it happen. That's what he wants to do, which is why people play Nunu. He's very, very gank heavy. Now, when we think about Kayn, he is more of a farming jungler, right? He's more of a jungler that likes to just farm, and if the opportunity happens to pop up, he'll take advantage of it. For the most part, he's not gonna just fly around the map ganking lanes on repeat. He should be farming and waiting for his right time to strike. Now, with that being said, he's very good at stealing your camps too. So you have to make sure that we are taking all the camps on the side that we're not playing to. How do we know what side we're playing to? It's based off what side you're pathing to, okay? So for this particular game, when it comes to this matchup, I need to make sure that my camps on the side that I'm not playing to are not spawning. I need to play to the side. Okay, let me just restart here. I need to make sure that the camps on the side that I'm not playing to are down, because if I do something and they're not down, Kayn steals them. And then he can steal them on repeat, okay? So if I'm playing top side, that means my bot side camps need to be cleared before I go top, because I can't defend them because I'm playing top side most of the time. Does that make sense? So now, with that understanding, that is how we're going to play this game. So how do we figure out what side should we path to? Well, that's a bit tricky. It's based off your matchups. We don't really care about the mid matchup strictly because we're always playing towards mid, right? It doesn't matter. We're always playing towards mid because mid is in the middle of the map. Now, we got to think about Fiora, and we got to think about Ashe and Senna. Well, if we look at Ashe and Senna, we know that they're a really heavy poke lane. They're a lane that just wants to bully you and get you really, really low. That's not really a lane you can gank for unless they're overextended. Otherwise, you just got to make sure that they're protected. How do we do that? You put wards down so that way that they can see jungler. You put wards down that way they can see the jungler. And also you need to be tracking the jungler so you can ping them back. The jungler's down there, back. So they can just walk back and not die to the jungle ganks, okay? So that's how we want to play with that because they're already winning. There's not much you can do with that lane. But top lane, Tryndamere has Ignite. That means he wants to snowball, right? He wants to kill that target over and over. So how do we play that one? Well, if we play top side most of the time, we can prevent that from happening. And we can also make sure that Fiora gets rolling. This lane's already going to win. This lane might need your help. So we should play top side this game. Okay? All right. So let's just see what happens. Let's see where we went wrong in this game in particular to kind of cause us to lose. Not saying it's your fault. It could be a team effort, but let's just see what happens. Now, when we think about Kayn, we want to think about what side he started because of what we just said before with him taking your camps. So we need to pay attention to where they're leashing. It's okay to just walk with your team to go ward. A cool little trick that I like to do, I don't know if I should share this because then everybody's going to want to do it. Well, a cool little trick that I like to do is I like to ward on the side that is top side. So if I am here, right, and I'm bot side, what I'll do is this. Because if you end up walking this way, there's someone that's going to probably be standing there. So what you do is you do this. You walk around, go around, check that bush right there, and then come back, and you put a ward over a wall from here. You just stand your character right there at the back of that Krug pit and put a ward down right there. then you recall. And if you could recall by 5:55, you'll be back to your camp on red super quick. Like, you'll be there on time. Vice versa, if we're starting red side, the path that I'll do is this. So I'll do the same thing, but backwards. And I'll just put a ward right there in the middle of the entrance, right there. And then I'll walk back. Once again, you recall by 55 seconds. You will be fine. So, yeah, that's pretty much how you get around doing that. If you really want to, you can just bring your team in there with you and say, hey, assist. And just put a ward down together. That way you can know for sure where he starts, especially a jungler like that. So, or a gank heavy jungler as well. Those junglers tend to, you want to know where they start. Like Twitch, Xin Zhao, heck, Nunu Jungle, Zach Jungle. Like, you want to know where they start. So we notice that they don't have a leash anywhere, right? He's in lane, they're in lane. Nobody has a leash right now. So that means that Kayn started on Wolves or started on Raptors. Now, if we played against Kayn before and we paid attention to where he usually starts, would he want to start top side or bot side? Well, let's take a look at his rune. What rune is he taking? First Strike, right? So if he is taking Electrocute, Dark Harvest, or First Strike, he is going to go blue. If he takes Conquer, he's going to go red. Now, how does Kayn get his souls? He gets them by attacking, the certain champion. If a champion is melee, he gets red. If a champion is range, he gets blue. So based off of that knowledge already that he's going to go blue Kayn, which side is he really going to start then? What side is he going to play to? He's going to play towards bot. So that means he's starting top. Right? He should be starting Raptors. Let's check. There he goes. So just based off of the rune choice in loading screen, you already know what this guy's planning to do. And that means we can ping our junglers. I mean, we can ping our laners because you know exactly where he's going to go and what he's going to do. Okay. So we do our thing here. Bot's getting a little bit over aggressive. We noticed that their portraits didn't go up, so they didn't come ward. You could probably go for a gank here if you really wanted to. Oh, you do. Okay, cool. So we go for a gank here. Once again, this is not a lane we will play to. This is just you guys happen to be overextended at the worst time possible. I'm coming to gank you. Good job. You identified the gank and you went for the gank. Perfect. Now we look towards mid. She's shoved up. So this is either going to be Kayn is going to gank her or nothing's going to happen. I mean, I guess Yone can run at her, but, that's not your problem. Kayn's going to gank her or, like, you do your camps. So you're doing your camps. Kayn then does gank. You're too late for this gank, right? You already finished 3 camps. You're about to finish your 3. We see Kayn walk down. You see Syndra trade with him. And yeah, they're pretty low, which is why you return over here to see kind of what's happening. Now, where is Kayn going to go? So if we know that he started top, his only other options are 3 camping bottom, right? And then, of course, we have crab spawning. Based off your lanes, you have prio to grab this crab. You should never be afraid here. No one can really fight you. And on top of that, you can run away really quickly. So you can steal this crab real quick because you have your Q and you have your smite. And then you go ahead and go to make yourself, take yourself topside. So I want to see more priority to getting crabs. I'm not sure if you take it, but I'm just going to write it right now. Have more prio for getting crabs. Always try to add them into your jungle route. Now let's say, a crab spawns and you're on Grump. The odds of you being able to do something like this and walk all the way down to crab is very, very, very slim, and I probably wouldn't recommend doing that unless you have a specific reason to going bot. So let's say I get my Gromp and then dragon spawning. Well, then I'll just run straight down there to get the crab and then do dragon. So aside from that, there's no reason. But you're right here. You're right here. Let's just see what he did. Did he go to crab? No. So you went for a gank that just shouldn't work, and you could get the crab right here, and he wouldn't even have stopped you. And then you could have just got the top crab, and you could have done your 3 camps. You'd have been 8 camps above this guy so far. Well, I mean, not 8 as in single digit, because each camp is 4, but I'm just going to say 8 camps, because, they're 8 camps. Right now, she looks very, very low, right? If I were her, I'm probably going to die. So what do I want? It'd be nice if my jungler that just ruined my lane can help me shove my lane. So even if they ping you back, this is what you're supposed to do, okay? And even if you didn't ruin her lane by doing what she just did, I say ruin like you really screwed over. Well, she just kind of took a tower shot. But even if you didn't ruin her lane there and you've seen that she was low like this, the odds of Yone killing her is extremely high. You need to help shove this out so that way she doesn't die. So we'll say this. If you notice your laner wants to back, help them shove out. That way they don't die to a gank being low or to their laner. This Syndra is going to be incredibly greedy and stay. I'd be very shocked. Even in higher elos, they are greedy and stay. Wow. Does she have TP? Wow. Okay. Oh, there you go. Exactly my point. Right? She was super greedy and stayed. She tried to bait it. Now, she is smart and she played that well, don't get me wrong. But you see how she could have just died there if Yone was better? Like, that was it. Like, did he have Flash? He had Flash and Ignite, I believe. Yeah, look at that. He played that like crap. If that guy was better, he stacks 2 Qs, Flash Q, Ignite, she's dead. He gets a free kill. He doesn't have to Ignite. She's just dead. And then gets a free kill. All because you didn't help her shove out the lane. And because your laner is smart, she gets away and she gets a kill. But that's the type of coin flips you don't want. Why coin flip a situation where you could just help her out, right? All right, once again, go get the grab. There we go, cool. We see Chimera up there. We're looking. Now we're looking for a gank, it looks like. If you're going to go for this gank, you have to make sure that they commit before you go. Exactly, something like that. Now you know that he committed, you should be able to go for free. Beautiful. And you identified that real well. Nice. I don't think he should have ever traded it at all in that wave. So this is something that you're going to have to just learn as you climb. He shouldn't have gone for this trade here. In my personal opinion. Even if you weren't there, he doesn't win it. You see how he's already losing before you even got up there. So that trade should never have happened, period. Therefore, you'd have wasted your time sitting there. Clear your camps while you're paying attention to the lane. So that way when you notice an opportunity, you could go. But when you do stuff like this, you're wasting time just AFKing in a bush. And this champion works like that. I also see you play Twitch. Twitch works like that as well because people just don't. And Hecarim, Kayn, all these champs that just have weird ways of ganking, whether it be fast, invisible, whatever, they get away with little plays like this because players don't understand how to play properly. But when you get to a higher elo, you know, you're gonna have to be a little bit more smarter in terms of how you're ganking, and you got to know that, well, that wave was too big and he's gonna lose that trade. Why on earth would he go for that? There's no reason for me to sit there. We also know that Kayn's started up top, therefore if your camps are up, his camp should be up, right? So we can take his camps. Now, one thing I'm going to be very, very cautious of when you're playing against that Kayn is, like I said, stealing your camps. So that means you need to recall, and you need to be down on your Krugs by the time they spawn, so you can do your Krugs, and you can do your Raptors before he can do your Krugs and do your Raptors, because that's what he wants to do. If I notice you doing that right there, I take your Krugs, and I know your Raptors are spawning, and I take your Raptors. You'd be down 2 camps right now. So let's just see what the dude chose to do after he... Did I call it? Oh, wow, he's just going for a gank. I mean, I guess that works too, but he didn't have to do that. He could have grabbed camp 1, camp 2 on spawn, and then went for that play. But, you know, whatever. Whatever. You know, you got rewarded again. But yeah, he could have taken both your camps. He was already down here, but he just assumed that you didn't take your camps or something. But if he knew that you pathed towards top, he would have known that your Krugs are coming up first because you went red to Krugs, right? Because you're pathing up. Why would you go red Raptors into Krugs and then like walk up? That just makes no sense. So based off the knowledge about your champion, he should have known, okay, well, his stuff is coming up. He takes your Krugs because your Raptors aren't up yet. They're only not up because you ganked bot, so you had a little time delay. But he takes your Raptors, or your Krugs, recall, and then he would take his camps and path down. And he would be a camp up. And every single time you do that, he'll take your camps. So you have to make sure that you're on point with when you clear your camps. So when dealing with farming junglers, make sure you're causing a side. You play to have the camps respawn more often. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get to the really nitty gritty. That's just some early game stuff that I thought I could help you out with. But let's get to the nitty gritty here and see kind of what's happening. Okay, sneaking the dragon. You shouldn't really have to sneak the dragon. You could just like gank the lane. They were overextended again. Oh, never mind. You're super, super low. I don't think you should have got away with that dragon, though, because of that. Let's see how low they were before. Okay. Yeah, Yone's gone. They're low. They're out of resource. They just rotate and they kill you. Can't go for dragons unless you know that you can get them. I just advise ganking a lane first and then going for the drag. But if you're confident about being sneaky, go for it. Or what you can do is put a pink ward over and then just smack the plant, and then you'll be over in the pit and nobody would know you're there. They're overextended. You go for the play, get the free kill, and that would have been the time you get dragon right there. We walk up, get rift. Oh, we still got it. But you see what I mean about, like, Kayn will take advantage of you being in one spot. Like, that is what I'm talking about. Gotta really be on point so he can't get anything. The kill because they rotate. You get another kill because they don't pay attention. Okay, he can go back to farming. There's no reason for you to be up here. Yeah, go back farming. Okay, now it just looks like you're over ganking. Remember, you're pathing top, but you never played there. You path top once, and then after your first path, you just play bot side for the whole rest of the time. You have to play to the side that you're pathing to. I would have played towards top because that wouldn't have happened if we played towards top. We know that he wants to get kills all the time, but if you're there, he doesn't get kills ever. But we're playing towards bot all the time. The place that was supposed to win by themselves anyway. Right? But now you're in a position where we kind of have to play towards bot because we lost our top. You can still go up and help her, don't get me wrong, but... Alright, so the things that I noticed right now, off of just what I've been seeing, is... farm more, gank a little less. Just because you get kills doesn't mean it was a good gank. And then... which also, we just want to stop over forcing. You have a lead. Stop trying to fight over and over and over. Fight for objectives. So we're just basically making, oops, 2 4s, my bad. So basically what is happening is we're basically just fighting over and over and over again. As you see, we went from one fight to the next fight, to the next fight, to the next fight. You don't have to have the game do that. It's only doing that because you're making it do that. And you're losing camps because of it, right? Let's see again. Look, we're in another fight. It's very easy for you to ping it back if you don't want it. You see? So, what pretty much is happening is your champion, you essentially, and like I said, I've seen Twitch in your history too, you're essentially just playing the champion and getting a lot of free ganks off. And what's happening is you're getting those ganks because they're not paying attention. But once we get to the mid game, kind of after laning phase ends, we try to use that same mentality to get more free kills. Like, that's the way to go. Let's just keep getting these free kills over and over. But if they don't give them to you, you fall behind because they fail and you lose camps and you lose tempo. So the bright side is you are ahead of Kayn, but that should never have happened. Ever. Because of how you played. He should be miles ahead of you right now. Like, literally close to Tryndamere. He should be almost level 12. If not level 12 by now. You see? You're doing it again. We're like forcing another fight. You're just ganking and ganking and ganking and ganking and ganking. Even after laning phase. That is what's going on. And that is why this game felt out of control. Because you're putting yourself in that position. It's okay. Take a deep breath. Calm down. Go back to farming. Play for objectives. There's nothing up right now. So that means we can chill out. We can farm. We can protect the split pusher. The Tryndamere from split pushing. You know, maybe look to kill that guy. But other than that, we're just chilling. You know, because there's nothing to do. Dragon comes up in a minute. Baron comes up in a minute. So we just chill until Baron. And I mean, chill until Dragon. Okay, once again. This is, let him go. This is fine. We get Dragon for free. There you go. There you go. So you prioritize dragons when they're coming up, but when they're not coming up, you feel like you have to fight all the time. Just don't fight. You don't have to. Unless you're forced to, unless you have to rotate to something, then don't fight. A lot of the fights that you've had right now, you initiated. Exactly. Boom. We do this and we leave. You see, you're doing it again. You're initiating a fight when we don't have to fight. Exactly. There you go. Chill out, man. It's okay. It's all right. Play slow. It's okay. That fight's doomed. I just run away. You probably would die too. There you go. Cool. Yeah. Now chill. Same thing. We're initiating another fight. We just keep doing that. We come back on the map. We come back on the map. We're like, dude, let's go. Then you come back on the map, dude, let's go. Then you come back on the map and dude, let's go. Look, I admire your willingness to scrap, but that's not going to be how you win. Okay, that's pretty much how we ended up losing this game. You got a lead, and instead of using that lead for objectives, we just use that lead to try to fight a little bit more and more and more and more. And that's pretty much what's going on. They're just getting fed off of it. And we're not using any time to farm, because not only you are fighting all the time, but your team is too. So when does your team actually get a chance to farm? Because they're dead. So when does that happen? Whereas their team kills people and they can just continue to farm after they killed the person. So what we're going to do is what I would like to see. So I always leave like homework. So the homework I think is going to be, number one, we definitely need to pay attention to those crabs. And we're going to look for number 5. You know, stop forcing. You have a lead. Stop trying to fight over and over. Just fight for objectives. If Dragon's coming up in 3 minutes, unless there's some random fight that's happening, unless like Trinamir is split pushing top and you see that he's by himself, you can just roll up there real quick and kill him because you haven't stopped farming. You will be strong enough to soak him up, and then you guys can kill him, and then you go about your business. Right? That's what you're looking for mid to late game rotations. You're not looking to fight over and over and over. If you get that down packed, you won't have a game like this happening anymore. Okay? So I hope this helped. This is actually a lot longer of a review than I usually do, but I thought this was important. So I hope this helped. If you got any questions, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, have a good rest of your day. And of course, if anybody's interested in any coaching, coachblicker.com is where you want to go. Use the code FIRST to get $5 off your first session. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day or night. Thank you guys for doing what? Approaching this like a coach.